Hello, good morning. Welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have Martell VS. This thing was founded in 1715. This is their base model, their flagship cognac brandy. All right. That's about what you can say about it. Got 3 barrel handles instead of 3 stars, because usually VS, well, they used to call it 3-star brandy. The British had this system like 3-star and whatever. 3-star brandy is usually the base model, but today people usually say VS. Very smooth, very special. It sounds better than very basic. Ronnie S says, good morning, sir. Good morning to you, Ronnie S. Now, the competitor. So this is I got a good deal on this Martell at discount, Savannah discount on Louisiana Highway 45, northbound in Marrero, Louisiana. Don't remember the price, but it was much lower than normal. But guys' eyes are normal. All right, St-Rémy extra old French brandy français. Produit de France, or English translation, product of France. Distillateur Français, 1886. From 1886, St-Rémy. Black bottle, but it's really brown. If you look at it with the proper lighting, and I'm seeing the light shine through the bottle, it's dark brown, but they call it a black bottle. What does the descriptor peaty actually mean? Oh, P-E-A-T-Y. Well, it has like a peat smoke, a peat quality, like that's the soil. They dig the peat up and they burn it. Now, I know typically you wouldn't be able to burn dirt, right? But their soil in Ireland and Scotland is so full of organic rotted material that they dry it in the sun, I guess. Or they might have these modern mechanical dryers, and then it'll burn like charcoal, and it makes that smoke, and it makes it have that peaty taste, which is like a earthy. I say it's like compost, like old rotted material, which is you know that's going to turn people off. Some people are going to just gag from it, but to me it gives it a rich flavor. It's really nice. Okay, Martell, St-Rémy. I gotta make better tags though. All right, I gotta make tags. All right. So thanks for watching, everybody. Voltron says, good morning. You got a mod finally. Oh, well, yeah. I had been wanting to add. I have other moderators, but Ronnie, I had trouble finding his name to add him because for whatever reason, his name shows up on Google Hangouts as unknown, even though I know his face, I know who he is, but that's some kind of internal fault with Google Hangouts. It's like an internal error. A lot of people who you clearly know and are connected to, it'll list them as unknown. I don't know. They got a lot of. Why you think Google? Hank, he's smiling. That's right. Be careful, Voltron. Yeah. Let's see. So, SR St-Rémy. And then we got the other brandy. They tried to make a Google, Facebook type thing. I can't remember what it was called. But it didn't catch on, and they discontinued it. It was okay, but they had a lot of errors with it. So people didn't really want to deal with it. Plus, Facebook was good enough for them. But errors like people that you connected to that would show up as unknown, even though you clearly knew who they were. And it was sort of clunky and unwieldy. And I mean, Facebook has a lot of problems too. And there's no doubt the new Facebook platform will lock up. Like you can scroll through your timeline and then it'll just freeze. Never did that on the old one. And people are telling me, it's your computer. It's your computer. Oh, is it? Okay, but yet it never did that before. So then it must not be. Oh, hell. Excuse me. This is not working out. So when they had the old Facebook format, it didn't lock up. And then they reformatted it. And now it locks up, but it's my computer. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, a lot of the people's posts I wouldn't want to see anyway. They're not very good. But I mean, some are nice, some are terrible. Like some of the, it's mostly women. I noticed they have this fixation on posting gruesome stories. You know, like, oh, this person caught this terrible disease. Warn all your friends, and it shows somebody with some terrible disease. I think women are fixated on like gruesome tragedies, or you know, this child was burned. It's like, well, why do I want to see that? You know, I don't get on social media to see tragedies. But they're fixated on it. And then the political stuff, I don't mind. I don't care about that. It never makes me angry. I mean, I make people angry. Not on purpose. I just say, this is my political opinion. Some people, I'm going to unfriend you. I was like, okay, you're not really a friend. You know, friends don't really get obsessed with what their friends' political ideas are. But then I don't have a totalitarian mindset. You understand? So when you have a totalitarian mindset, you have to demand that everyone you interact with agrees with your positions. So you can't tolerate dissension or disagreements. So I have to, you know, when they do that, I have to think in their mind, you know, use their mindset is totalitarian, which is I tolerate any viewpoints to which I agree. And I demand that everyone agree with me or I won't be their friend. You know, that's a Marxist communistic. You say, what about Germany? Yeah, okay, so a national socialist thinking pattern. But I'm more of a free enterprise thinker. So, or there's St-Rémy metal cap, pretty, huh? So pretty bottle. But it comes in a pretty box, but it's not expensive. You know, it's not. It's only, I think I paid $16.99. Anyway, I gotta add a little Martell. I know James P. Madonna likes to do the political hangouts on I think Sunday night, which I'm never awake when they do that. But he was telling me I had a bad falling out with Gary Owens. Oh heck, over the face mask and all that. And Gary was saying, don't wear it, don't use the protocols, don't follow the precautions. And then James was saying, no, you old people will die or whatever. And I was saying, good thing I wasn't on that hangout because we would have had a falling out as well, I do believe. Although I have a way of spinning it where it doesn't sound as well, the people don't get as angry or whatever. I got a way of like couching it or something. I think Gary's presentation, more than anything, grated on James's nerves of this, like never even regard the other person's ideas as having any value. So something like that. So I think it would anger him. But I wasn't part of this hangout, so I don't really care. I mean, it's fine. If they did it during the day, in the afternoon, I'd probably join. It'd be some big blow up, I'm sure. But I mean, I wouldn't mind. I know I don't back off of those things. Just Naturally, I'm sleeping. All right. I was one of the people on Google Hangouts who came up as unknown. I noticed a lot of other people have that. Yeah, right. Jeep and Foodie says, good morning, Ron. Great day for some brandy. You're right. I don't see it from women, more so the coronavirus who report random stories about cases. I just silence them for a month at a time. I don't ever silence people. I just scroll past it, honestly. I don't get what you call triggered, so to speak. I'm a triggerer. I don't get triggered. Although I'm not a provocateur, I don't intentionally try to provoke. Now, when I make political posts, I'm trying to get people to think. I'm not trying to provoke them to anger. I'm really trying to provoke them to think and then adopt my ideology. They're both the same color, this amber, but I think the Martell is a little darker, a little darker. So yeah, it's never to anger people. It's just to get them to think, consider, and then finally adopt. So you might say, well, you're a propagandist. Yeah, of course, propagandist. I agree with that, but propaganda for the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Just propaganda is not on its surface, on its face bad. Propaganda is not bad. It can be, but propaganda is simply a method of disseminating information. Propagate, like spreading seeds in a field. I mean, a commercial or advertisement in a magazine is propaganda. You're trying to propagate information about your product, St-Rémy, Martell, and get people to obviously buy it. So anyway, I think it does take some intelligence to realize these things. Now, St-Rémy says, XO says, appearance with subtle and rich red hues. Yep, it's exactly what it looks like. Martell. Now, here's what they say about the Martell. Rich, clear gold. I just don't think it's gold. I think it's more like amber. So I think they're off the mark on that. Aroma. Intense aromas of plum, apricot, and candied lemon. Candied lemon. St-Rémy nose. Mature nose underpinned by delicate oak and vanilla. Aromas layered with hints of ripe fruits and honey. Okay. Sometimes overripe fruit when you taste brandy. Okay. Now, here's what they say about Martell. The taste, luscious, fruity notes associated with Martell are taken to new heights with this supremely smooth blend. Oh, yeah. Palate for St-Rémy. Intense and aromatic, subtle notes of wood and vanilla are enriched with flavors of gingerbread, candied apricots, dates, figs, and nuts. The taste is subtly spicy and offers a long finish. It is spicy now, I'll give them that. I don't know how subtle it ain't that subtle. It's kind of heavily spiced, but anyway. Here's what they say about Martell. The Martell VS cognac is great for cocktails from a single distillation source for a richer cognac experience. In other words, it's distilled in one location. It's not distilled in different parts of France and then blended together. It's not a blended cognac. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with blended. If you blend them together and they taste good, hey. I'm going to catch some more Z's before work. Oh, you going to sleep this early? Talk to you later. I'm looking forward to the stout with peanut butter examination. Yeah, we'll do that. Now, Alex might never get, he might just keep saying, I can't do it, I can't do it. But I mean, if he wants to do it, I'll do it. Talk to you later. St-Rémy is a rich and complex brandy. Its French aromatic intensity remains true to the style of the house. You might be asking, what's the difference between St-Rémy and Remy Martin? Well, it's the same company, okay? So St-Rémy and Remy Martin is one company, and actually Remy Martin started St-Rémy, but the difference is St-Rémy is their French brandy line, whereas Remy Martin is their cognac line. Cognac. Now, what's the difference between cognac and French brandy? There is no real difference. They're both brandy, except that cognac has to be made in that cognac region of France. It's like saying, what's the difference between Tennessee whiskey and whiskey? None, really, except that Tennessee whiskey has to come from, common sense, Tennessee. And then it has to follow certain methods according to the law of Tennessee, state government of Tennessee. So but they're both. Could you make a Missouri whiskey that tastes just like Tennessee whiskey? Sure. You use the same exact ingredients, same process, same methods in every way. You know, dripping it through sugar maple charcoal. It's just that it couldn't be Tennessee whiskey because it ain't made in Tennessee. You could make cognac 10 feet outside the cognac region and it could be totally perfect, but it cannot be called cognac because it's not within that boundary. Okay, so we got that straight. I've always wanted to try the Kirkland XO. Oh, yeah. I've never been to that store, so I can't get it. All right. In this case, it might be a little bit of a mismatch because the XO usually is aged longer, around 10 years. I don't think it's really a law. A law as much as it's, I don't think it's a law. I just think it's a convention. It's a general pattern that people follow. You know, a convention is what people traditionally do. The law is what you must do according to the law. Okay. Like presidential term limits, it was a convention to only be elected twice. It wasn't a law, and now it is a law since 1951. Part of the Constitution. It's not just a statute, it's a part of the framework due to an amendment. But it used to just be a convention. All right. The VS usually age about 3 years, 2 to 4 years, really, 2 to 4 years. Now, price, let's think about this. The Martell run you about $22 a bottle, $22 a bottle for the VS. Whereas the St-Rémy XO is only $17, even though it's aged longer. And that, my attitude is I'm gonna go with what's cheaper, and if it tastes better, it's the winner. So if the St-Rémy XO tastes better, then it wins. I mean, you say, well, duh, common sense. I know, but we consider price and whatever because people do have to buy the stuff. Oh, by the way, are you able to do that Steel Reserve review hangout this evening? I gotta wait till John Anile gets better because he's the one that came up with the idea for the mystery beer. All right, so, but I'm not gonna. I mean, the World Series is coming on. It would have to be around 5 o'clock Eastern because I would need time to drink that whole 24 ounce. But I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's feeling well enough. He's still taking cold medicine or whatever. So. But I'm like Tony Montana with that Steel Reserve mystery beer. I'm keeping this beer on ice. You know what I mean? Just tell Frank I'm keeping this beer on ice. Well, it's very woody. This thing I'm tasting right now is extremely woody. And they use, I think they said, 2 different types of French wood, oak. There's 2 different types of French oak they use. And if you get on their website, it'll explain it. Like, I didn't know anything about these varieties of French oak. I just thought it was called French oak trees. But no, there's 2 different types. So, and they use 2 different barrels. And they have a female distillery master for the last 4 years who replaced the previous female distillery master who was there for about 19 years. She got old and retired. You know, that's what happens. You get old. You will get old unless you die early. And you will die unless you're here at the second coming. So people might want to consider those realities. Lurk says, wow, I'm up early enough to catch a stream at 7 a.m. here. Good. Excellent. I'll pick one up and keep it till John gets over his illness. Hope he's not on the Rona. Yeah, right. BC's beer review says, hi, mug of beer. Hello to you. I'm not doing beer right now, but I will do a review. I do plan to do a review later on. It's called Pop. A sour beer, a wild ale sour beer with tangerine sour. Pop. It's probably going to taste like pop, but you know what they usually taste like? They usually taste like Gatorade. This one has some wood, but it's not as woody. It's more spicy on the nose. No, brandy is made from fruit. Well, it's actually made from wine, which is made from fruit, right? Right? Wine is made from red or white grapes. Brandy is usually made from a combination of red and white grapes. Then it's distilled into liquor, which is clear. They put it in the charred oak barrels and it becomes brown. Now, sometimes it doesn't get that dark, so they'll add color in. It's allowed. Caramel color doesn't affect the taste. Good news, Ron. Those health problems I was concerned about from drinking have subsided. Oh. I've started to enjoy booze again. Just had to cut back. I'm still a young guy, so not the worst thing to do. You're right. Okay, I got you. I'll check it out. Would be good after a good steak, says PM Partusius Maximus. Yeah, don't drink too much, y'all, especially if you're young, because I shouldn't have to explain this. I mean, this is things people know already. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and explain what everybody knows. And these are, it's like saying don't sit out in the sun too long, you can get sunburned. I mean, we all know this. Bad habits are bad. All right. So the aroma, more wood, more generalized, just fruit, like dates, figs, raisins, golden raisins, and those type of things. And a raisin is a type of grape, right? So it comes from a grape, so that makes sense. White grapes. Which one smells better? It's a draw. Appearance, which one looks nicer? It's a draw. So far it's a tie, meaning St-Rémy wins by default, because you're going to always go with the cheaper one in a tie, unless you're just trying to get rid of money. Okay, taste time. Cheers to you all. It's spicy and it's caramel. Now, if you're used to whiskey, this is not going to taste like whiskey at all. I always say that brandy is like grape whiskey. It is in that sense. You know, whiskey, you use grain to make a distilled product, a liquor. Here you're using grapes to make a distilled product. But it doesn't taste like whiskey, which whiskey tastes very much like cereal grain. That makes total sense since whiskey is made from cereal grain. This tastes like some kind of fruit product. Don't know about the caramel, why it would have that, but it could come from sugar in the fruit, because caramel is brown sugar. So I'm trying to find words. Some of these have like a nougat taste. Nougat would be that tan stuff inside a Three Musketeers bar, you know? It's almost like a sponge. I think it's come from some kind of sugar product, confectionery sugar. But this has that. You might be totally turned off by brandy, or you might totally love it. Some people in America love brandy, you know. Why you think Paul Masson is in every liquor store? It ain't because people hate it. Over here, there's a lot more spice and wood. Spice and wood. Oh. Now, when I think about the spice, it's like cinnamon. This contains no cinnamon. Neither one of these contain any added spices. And they contain no added flavors, to my knowledge. Just pure grape wine distilled into brandy, which comes out clear and aged in wood and perhaps colored. The one in my right hand could be to your left, but my right, it tastes a little older, a little more refined, a little more developed. And I think it's probably aged about 10 years. It's well worth the $16.99. What a value. I mean, come on. Now, you might tell me, oh, I drank that Hartley brandy. That was some really strange stuff. It's not going to taste anything like these. Listen, it's that. I don't even know what to say about Hartley brandy, except I mean, you could try it. They sell it at Total Wine and More. There it was on the shelf in all different flavors. I mean, somebody's buying it, right? They're not stocking it everywhere I walk, and people hate it. People are buying it. I don't know why, but they do. Okay, would be good. Oh, yeah, already read that. All right, so over here, I think this seems a little simpler, a little basic, and not bad in any way. Not bad. Martell is a fabulous cognac. It might be a little better than Hennessy VS. It's certainly not anyway as popular. But, you know, Hennessy got its market. People are like fixated on that. And you can't change them, you know. Also great with a good Cuban cigar. Oh, okay. I see people going to the grocery store all the time. I want to give me some Hennessy. And I saw a lady last week. Girl, we getting Hennessy. Yeah, girl, we drink it straight. And I was thinking to myself, that's the way I drink it. And they're just not going to deviate. They're going to buy Hennessy, and that's it. You know, could people make their life more interesting by expanding their palate and trying Courvoisier VS or Martell VS and so on? Yeah, I think they should, if they're interested in expanding their palate. I'm not saying they should just as a matter of practice. If they don't want to deviate from Hennessy, fine. Drink it, enjoy it, and do what you want. Paul Masson VS, I see people buying that. It's a good American standard brandy. Christian Brothers VS, a little bitey, but yeah, it's good, fine. It's cheap, you know, $11.99. What's the one from California? E&J VS, yes, fine. But I don't see the purpose really of just getting fixated on one and never deviating. But I'm more of an adventurer maybe, and the people that I'm talking about might just be more straight drinkers, and they get satisfied with a brand and they don't deviate. Okay, fine. I know a man that drinks only Budweiser, and he's been drinking only Budweiser since like 1962. And that's all he's going to buy. You say, well, why don't you try all these other kind of beers? Well, he doesn't care about the other kind of beers. Yeah, but this one has a rich chocolatey flavor. Well, I don't care about the chocolate. Yeah, but this one has a very sharp bitterness. Well, I don't care about that. He's satisfied with Budweiser. It has no interest whatsoever in going past that. Is there anything morally wrong about that? No. It's just that some people, like myself and many of the viewers, like to experiment with different drinks. Other people find their niche and they stuck in it and they're glad and happy and satisfied in there. And is there anything wrong with being glad, happy, and satisfied in your drinking niche? I don't see why that would be wrong. Might be boring to me. To me, it's boring. You might say, oh, I'm very happy with that. But I would recommend trying these products out, these two. But I do think this is the St-Rémy over here. Have you ever had Costco? No, I never had any Costco products. I've never even been to a Costco. They have one in New Orleans, but I'm not paying money to go to the store. I don't see Ron as a smoker. Never did smoke cigarettes. I mean, I did once just to try them, just to see, you know. I was like, nah, I don't care about cigarettes. And then I rolled my own once. I said, too much work. And I don't even like smoking. So I just not interested in smoking cigarettes. I don't tell other people what to do. If they want to smoke cigarettes, it's their business. It's not a psychedelic. It's not going to change the way you think. It's not, you know, like, it's just a stimulant. Morning, Jay, and cheers to you, Jojo. Oh, cheers back to you, Jojo. My comment was about the cigar thing. Oh, yeah, well, now that's a different story. You know, I thought you were talking about, yeah, you were talking about Cuban cigars. Well, different story. I say cigarettes. See, you say, you were misdirecting the narrative. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I don't think the flavors here, one to the other, in the body or the finish, they're both like moderately finished, are that different. I think the St-Rémy is a little spicier. Well, if they're not that different, they're both kind of really good. Yeah, they're both very good. I mean, I don't take issue with either one. I would never get bored drinking these. There's no harsh bitiness, no like ragged edges. They're super smooth. They're fine. Like, really, you could say they're perfect. But what do I know for brandy? I'm not a brandy expert, so a brandy expert would probably rip these apart. Well, let me tell you what's wrong with these products. And I would listen to it, I wouldn't care. But in my amateur assessment, I'd just say buy both. I mean, it's even. So since it's even, that means St-Rémy wins. And why does St-Rémy win? Because it's $7 cheaper. And it's a little bit better. So, I mean, I'm going to go with the cheaper one, especially if it tastes a little better. I mean, I have some kind of sense. $6.99. I'm buying that all day long. It's the winner by default, more than actual betterness. But it is a little better, actually. Assuming I got them right. My comment, yeah, I know your comment was about the cigar. Man, I love the spiciness. It's like gingerbread and cinnamon. Boy, that's good, huh? Whoa, man. Would I rather drink brandy over whiskey? Yeah. But there's one little problem. Most viewers care less about brandy, and they don't want to hear about it. So when I was doing all the brandy videos, the main comment I kept getting was, when are you going to do whiskey? I was like, I give up. Nobody cares about brandy. I'll start doing whiskey. But I tried, tried to get people interested. Ron, do I like cigars? I like them. But I mean, Cheyenne, you might look down on Cheyenne. I can't take issue with that. And oh, I don't ever do cigar and booze pairing, so I can't really comment to that. I have no experience with that. Talking to the wrong person. I'm very pedestrian on that. All right, so I think this is the St-Rémy XO. But unfortunately, it's the Martell. How about that? So the Martell is a little bit better. But I said it was a little bit better. I didn't say it was $7 better. And I still don't believe that. I don't think the Martell is $7 better. If it was a $3 difference, I say go for it. Like if you find the St-Rémy for $19.99, yeah, buy it. I mean the Martell. So get the Martell if it's $19.99 versus $16.99. But I wouldn't go over a $3 difference. I think it's about a $3 difference, not a $7 difference. When you're buying Martell, I mean, you're kind of buying the name. People know Martells. St-Rémy is not that well known, so they got to sell it at a lower price point, even though it's highly competitive. And I mean highly competitive. So if you go to Walmart, you're going to see the St-Rémy VSOP, very smooth old pale, about a 6-year-old aged. Buy it. You won't regret it. If you go to some isolated stores like Dorgnac's, you can find the St-Rémy XO, aged about 10 years. Absolutely buy it. If you somehow stumble across the St-Rémy specialty collection, which has all kind of sherry cask and port cask and extended age, they're not going to be $16.99. They're going to be way more expensive. But I would say buy them. I'd buy them. I just never seen them. There is no St-Rémy VS. They don't make a VS. They start out at the mid range. They're like a Mercury. Mercury started out as a mid range car. You know what I'm saying? But they don't make them anymore. Oh man, that's so good. Really, they're really good. They're really delicious. So this video's gone on over 30 minutes. It's kind of a washout. I didn't get it right. Not an expert on either one of these. Secondly, there is a $7 price difference, which I think has to be considered. So I still think the St-Rémy wins by virtue of the $7 price point. It is, you're going to save money, and it's a really wonderful product. On the other hand, Martell is beautiful. It's a beautiful product. I have one bottle left. This bottle's extinguished, but I do have another little bottle left. I think I paid $11.98 for this. This is a full size. Well, no. Still, it's what's the size? 200. Yeah, 200 milliliters. Oh, well, I'm happy with it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video production. I'm going to walk half a mile now. And I would recommend buying both. If you ask me which one should I buy, I'd say buy both. Both. Now tomorrow, not tomorrow, later today, because I got to do Wednesday today. I got to do Wildcard Wednesday tomorrow, and I'm not going to feel like doing a tasting on. Later today, I'm planning on doing St-Rémy XO versus Martell Blue Swift, which is same type thing, but it's aged in, it's finished, not aged, but finished in bourbon barrels, aged for a few months in bourbon barrels. It's a pretty interesting product. I got a great deal on it. All right, thank you.